What's going on, everybody? This is your former AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Once a champion, always a champion. Swerve Strickland. Whose house? Swerve's house. You're watching True Heel Heat podcast.
All right, hello, True Heel Heat. I'm the AEW World Champion, MJF. Just in case you're deaf, dumb, blind, stupid, or since you listen to this podcast poor, you're listening to True Heel Heat, and I apologize for that.
Hey guys, it's Stan Rosa, and welcome to True Heel Heat.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for AEWramble 203.
Que comiencen los juegos.
I wasn't going to say that correctly. Reviewing last night's AEW Grand Slam Mexico from Arena Mexico, the first American pro wrestling company to go live from Arena Mexico. History was made last night, and we're here to discuss it here for all of you. And of course, I am joined, as always, by my esteemed colleague, the man of 58,000 subscribers. You go to him for your honest criticism of Tony Khan and All Elite Wrestling, as well as his many Yankee fittings. He is Jimmy Macram. How are you doing, Jimmy?
Oh, good. Hello, ladies and gents. I hope you're all doing relatively well. You know what? A full well for most of you. Today's Juneteenth for those of you who celebrate, which is very few of you because you're coons. But for those of you who are up on it, welcome. Appreciate you.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Happy Juneteenth to everyone. Jesus Christ, you can never be nice. Relatively well. Then you corrected yourself. I was like, oh, he's turned over a new leaf. And then he says, Happy Juneteenth. Only some of y'all celebrate because you're calling everyone in our audience cool.
Not everyone. I said very few of you. There's like 5 or 6 of you who I know down with the struggle, be with me in the streets if the revolution happens. Quite a few you won't be, though.
Never cease to amaze me.
Bunch of Swerve fans down there. It wasn't that bad. All right. Here to help. Wouldn't you rather know? Wouldn't you rather know in case shit happens? You're like, oh shit, am I gonna get shot? Yes, I'm here to help you. Yes, you should stay inside.
You never cease to amaze me, sir. It's quite amazing. It's quite amazing how you do this. How you start off Juneteenth with calling people. But yes, we are here live to discuss last night's AEW Grand Slam Mexico. We appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all for watching us on demand. Either way, show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. Let's drop the thumbs up on this video. You could share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, you can sound off in the live chat. You can comment down below if you're watching us on demand. And if you're with us live, we'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to show your support to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel and AEWramble in the best way possible, you can do so with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here, and we always appreciate the support. We're going to put out some good vibes this week so we can do this in one sitting, unlike last week where we had to do it in two. So hopefully we can do it in one sitting because last week Google and StreamYard did not want us to be great, but we're going to be great today. But yes, we got in the chat here a super chat donation from our good brother, Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries. We always appreciate the support. He says, Tony Khan, the photos of photogs or non-wrestling talent were harmed. No photogs or non-wrestling talent were harmed by Jon Moxley during the making of last night's Dynamite. We truly care for the safety and well-being of all who participate in an AEW production. LOL. This is Chuck Berries making a joke out of the recent lawsuit filed against Jon Moxley and AEW, the civil lawsuit by a production member for AEW who was pushed down by Jon Moxley during the May 10th, 2023 edition of AEW Dynamite from, I believe it was Detroit, where Moxley faced Kenny Omega in a steel cage matchup. Moxley was supposed to simply take a screwdriver from the production assistant, but I guess playing up his character a little too much pushed him down. The lawsuit also claims that there's been other kind of incidents regarding Jon Moxley in the past where he's had unpredictable or unsafe working with production assistants or non-wrestling talent, and they're filing a lawsuit for a sum over $25,000. We don't know what the exact number is at this point, but it's going to be exceeding $25,000 because that's what the civil lawsuit pertains. Jimmy, what did you think about this lawsuit, and anything else you want to say about the super chat we got to start us off here?
I hope he gets money. Does he deserve it? That's not for me to say, but I hope he gets it. And I will say this. I do find quite a bit of hypocrisy in quite a few of the comments that I'm seeing about the validity of this. I keep seeing, why did it take him so long? He's just here for the money. He just wants a payday. Why did he stay afterwards if he felt so bad about it? Which I find interesting, considering some other lawsuits we've heard about previously. And if these comments were made, they would be considered misogynistic then, but they're fine now. I find that odd and hypocritical and kind of gross. I'm being honest. Who's that?
Who is a person that was
just all of them
on another side now?
Huh?
Who is like? Do you have anyone in particular?
Oh no! This is not a shitting on of famous people. I don't need to shit on them. They do that for themselves. Famous, you know what I mean? Twitter famous. Twitter wrestling famous. So you're known by 6 people. I'm talking about just general people in general. I'm sure there's people in our chat right now who are questioning his the validity of this, who didn't a year ago or 2 years ago, however long it was. Just found it interesting. Not just interesting, hypocritical and embarrassing. And you should be ashamed. Sorry, it's my first thought. My first thought goes to
my first thought was more about the actual lawsuit than what anybody says. I tried not to listen to people, to wrestling fans when it comes to this stuff, because they always try to know stuff that they really don't know. So I don't really pay any mind to it.
My thoughts on the actual lawsuit are similar to my thoughts about every lawsuit in wrestling I've ever heard, especially when it comes to civil suit. Somebody wants money. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be rude to anybody ever. However, there's a reason it's a civil suit and not a criminal one. I'm sorry. These are my immediate thoughts. Every time. Never, not once. Kobe, anybody. It's my immediate thoughts. Sorry. Somebody wants money. That's just the way it is. Not saying they're not guilty or innocent or whatever the fuck. I'm just saying the money will make this all go away.
If AEW is smart, they'll settle it out of court and just pay him what he wants to get paid.
Yeah.
We do.
What a fucking
huh?
What a fucking life.
Oh, that was dumb. That was definitely dumb. That was dumb.
Pussy. She's suing because he's saying you people don't give a fuck, and then that's your response. Stop talking, please. I love that.
You weren't even in the company. Like, shut up.
Shut up. Lord.
We do have a re-up of a member, I Make Beats, who's been a member of the channel for 10 months. Shout out to I Make Beats, always supporting us in the chat. We appreciate you for joining us. We also got Chuck Berries, who followed up with another tweet saying, another message saying, "What's good, THH fam? All in all, good show last night. In my opinion, Mercedes is 4 belts, Mone again, but I have lost track of them all. She had so many belts, Aubrey Edwards couldn't even wrap it all. It dropped as she was celebrating."
The fucking heinous looking. Quite a few of them. Like 3 of the fucking 6 belts you got are ugly looking. No disrespect. This feels egregious, but in a what's the word I'm looking for? Not deserved, but close enough kind of way.
Like, feels like reparations.
That's probably a good word for it, but we've gone too far. Like 4 belts with reparations. We're doing too much now. All right. Yo, it's like the episode of Atlanta where Darius is getting told by all those white people, "Oh, I can't believe that happened," blah, 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 like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's not that big of a. It's not that big. It's not that big of a deal.
It's not that big. No, she didn't say that. She didn't say that.
It's like, yeah, give Mercedes 4 belts. 4 belts. All right, 6, 5, 6. All right, Jesus, we got it. Vince was rude. I get you. I'm with you.
We got some CEO chants in the chat. We also got I Make Beats. It says hello, Jimmy, SP3, and chat. We also got Zach in the chat who says, "Hey everyone, good to see a lot of our familiar faces in the chat with us today." Alexander Fitzgerald, Jimmy's favorite person in the chat, says, "Keep it going, TK. Put more belts on Mercedes." Laughing emoji. Need to see the internet wrestling community go up in flames some more. Seems like, yeah, people, is this like a trend for wrestling fans nowadays? Whenever a woman is pushed, I guess too much to some people, they always want to give them the last name Hogan. I've seen Rhea Hogan tweets. I've seen Mercedes Hogan tweets, seen Becky Hogan tweets. It's never, the energy is never kept on the men though.
That's an interesting point. I would say, how do I say this correctly? We haven't had a female Hogan, so it may just be easier to point out when it happens. When it comes to the men, we had quite a few of them over the years. Cope Hogan, that's true. Okay, Cope Hogan's one, but that's
Cope Hogan's one.
Yeah, but you wouldn't call Roman Hogan because he's Roman. He's been doing it almost as long as Hogan has. Roman, Triple H, fucking Jeff Jarrett. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I've seen someone go too far and say, "Oh, they never said any of this stuff about like Triple H and all these." I was like, "Yes, they have said it. Like the Reign of Terror was one of the most tough. Like that's like early. Maybe it's like these are young people that are saying that nonsense.
Probably.
But I very much remember like when I first was on the IWC Internet Wrestling Community. Yes, the Reign of Terror was definitely complained about. And I was like, LOL, Cena wins was definitely a thing.
That's true. Super Cena, yeah. Yeah, you know, we keep it about big man dogs. Hollywood Ospreay, I've been saying that for forever. It is what it is. You know, we're going to be up here. We keep it about up here.
Yeah, Super Cena. Super Cena is definitely a thing. So, yeah, we keep the same up here in the THH headquarters here. We got Ace in the chat joining us today. Good to see you, sir. Got some Juneteenth love in the chat as well. We got Senior Nerd calling out Jimmy 2 minutes in. Goddamn.
What did I do?
He's starting early. You already got a disclaimer like 2 minutes into the show because you call people coons.
Not all of you though. I'm gonna watch some shit.
Do you like forget? Do you like forget something? Like you just say stuff and then just like
you ever had somebody? What time is it? You just asked me 5 minutes ago. Oh, wasn't that important to me? Just curious.
You're like a very angry, miserable Darius from Atlanta.
Jesus. I'm not be angry. I'm not miserable. I'm pleased. I'm happy to talk to you all.
Oh, okay.
Coon doesn't mean like, you know, you're banished. You're just an embarrassment to your race. That's all.
Big Hero Chris in the chat. Good to see you. We got Will Chisholm in the chat with us today. Says first CM Punk, now Gail Kim. Kind of shocker. I think he's talking about Gail Kim being backstage at NXT. Looks like she's going to be heading over to WWE, which would be a great acquisition for WWE, especially for the NXT brand, to have someone who could work with the women and help with this whole rebuilding process that they're having with the NXT women's division right now. Even though I don't know how much she can rebuild freaking Def Rebeling Jordan Grace.
What do you want? Her music is similar to fucking Bronze. It just is. Can we acknowledge that? The sirens in the beginning? Can we acknowledge that at the very least?
Yeah, I guess only one person gets sirens, I guess, in WWE.
Fox, yes. Fox, what? Only one person gets sirens. Fucking glass shatters and here comes fucking Kai and Tai. Are you fucking serious? No, you cannot have glass shatters. Are
we comparing Jordan Grace to Kai and Tai now?
Whoever, Val Venus. Who else is in there?
Val Venus, really?
Where would you put Jordan Grace? She's like the 10th most important woman on the roster. She's
on the NXT roster.
On the NXT roster, but they're doing it for fucking when she comes up. She be the 10th most important person on the. I don't know about she might be the 13th most important person on that WWE roster. That Raw roster is insane. They lost Liv, and I guarantee you they won't miss a beat. Good Lord, the roster is ridiculous looking.
Yeah, what was your thoughts on Liv Morgan? It's been reported by BodySlam.net and confirmed by Fightful Select. She's going to be having surgery. Going to be out for about 6 months, maybe even longer. So what do you think?
I think she was doing the best work of her career once she lost to Belt Rhea. I think she's been fantastic. She's obviously one of the centerpieces of that division. It's a law. I gotta be honest. I'm only rude. I like Liv, and she's got some shooters out there. They love Liv in RWC land. So I want to be clear. She's great. Okay. I'm never sure this is an actual loss. This is closer to like an inconvenience. Like no disrespect. No disrespect. You got Rhea, you got Becky, you got Io, you got Steph, you got Bailey, you got Asuka. Yeah, we'll be fine. No disrespect.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Don't worry.
The roster not insane. I can't. I think it's underrated as far as I'm concerned. We don't talk about it all the time. And with Liv, I think it's the greatest assortment of top tier wrestlers ever. Female wrestlers, that is.
On one brand, especially. Like I'm gonna need NXT to stop trying to claim that they're the best women's division. They were the best women's division. Now they're not. They lost. They lost the 3 people that made the best women's division in the world. So stop saying it. Stop saying it. Like
Roxanne.
when Blake Monroe said it this week, I was like, that sounds so hollow. At this point, like it doesn't mean anything. It's just a catchphrase now.
Yeah, it just is. I forgot about Roxanne. I didn't mention Lyra. Like, come on, man. It's silly. No disrespect. I'm not tuning in to see JC, whatever the fucking name is. I'm sorry. No disrespect intended.
Also, another bit of big news this week. Alexander Fitzgerald saying shout out to Beast Mortos, by the way. Lawyer dating Mercedes, returned to CMLL after like 14 years. What a summer for the Beast. It was officially confirmed after a picture was posted on Mercedes Moné's Instagram story with herself and the aforementioned Beast Mortos. It was confirmed by TMZ Sports that Mercedes Moné is currently officially dating the Beast Mortos, a Beauty and the Beast situation.
Good for them. Especially Beast Mortos. It's going to work out for you, I think. It's already kind of working out for you. So, hey, good luck. That's all I'll say. I'll be nice. TMZ is reporting. Whatever. I'll be nice. We'll keep it clean. What are we doing? This is fucking news.
Hey, TMZ Sports was the ones that reported that Brie Bella is in talks to come for WWE Evolution as well.
Nail that shit. Liv said, "Get me the fuck out of here."
Are you in agreement that it should just be Roxanne replacing Liv for Evolution?
For whatever the fuck they have planned for 6 months, it should be Roxanne.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This is probably the easiest fix of anything. In comparison to like where they were when Rhea went down in April of last year, this is like the easiest fix, and they made it through that time, even though it was a little rough. I had to deal with like 2-3 months of Liv and Zelina Vega as the main woman storyline on Monday Night Raw. That was rough, but made it through that. You can make it through this.
Facts.
Nice.
What's today? Zelina Vega's Puerto Rican, right?
Yes.
She's not very good. I didn't want to shit on somebody black during Juneteenth. She's not very good. I'm sorry, no disrespect.
I think more and more people, unless you're Puerto Rican, I think more and more people is coming to that realization. If you're Puerto Rican, you hold it on for dear life because she's your only representative. But I think more and more people is starting to realize.
Yeah, I was watching her. I was like, Chelsea Green is not fantastic, and she's so much better than fucking Zelina Vega is. That's an issue. That's a real issue here. No disrespect. Good Lord.
And I think the other issue is she's not a good baby face. I think she's good at the character and promo part of it, but she's a baby face, and she's not good at that. If she was a heel, I think it would be. I think more people would just be like, "Yeah, she's not that great in the ring, but at least she's a good character in promo." She's not that as a babyface, though.
Oh, she certainly is not. And then, they don't do her any favors with her presentation. Yeah, who does they have her standing next to? It was just towering above her. I don't remember. I was like,
everyone.
She's 5 foot or 5'1". I forget what she is. She was like, what are we doing?
I did an interview with her one time. I towered over her. I'm a short man. I can admit that. I'm a short man. But I towered over her. Senior Nerd says WWE Worlds Collide equals Taco Bell, AEW Grand Slam Mexico, Casa Bonita. I understand.
I don't know what Casa Bonita is.
Perfect.
Best matches on the WWE show. It's my quarter somewhere. I'm sorry. You know what it is? You know what I realized with the tribal thing? Is a lot of tribal people, they only exist inside their bubble. So they never hear anything negative. So there's no negative to being tribalistic. I'm here to help. Please bring your AEW and or WWE toxicity over here. I'm here to help. I'll let you know about yourself.
Say the opposite. Just so they could hear it. You're ridiculous. We got I Make Beats that says, I imagine SP3 to have a giant red button next to him with disclaimer printing on it. I need that. That could be a gift for me. Frantic World, will you stop? He says WWE is already messing up with Mariah May. You're ridiculous. I'm not gonna say I love the presentation of Mariah May, but to say they're messing it up, and we all Frantic World, you know that you're kind of like a regular around here. We know you ain't watching, so why are you even saying that? You're not even watching.
I'm gonna take this shit seriously. That's hysterical. You fucking up. You guys watch NXT in 6 years. Shut up.
Big Man Dog showing love to Liv Morgan. Says, yeah, I was a Liv hater, but she's been great. She has.
Yeah.
She's off. She was having the best year of her career, really. Always the worst times with the Indies. Always.
Goddamn shame.
This is true, Valo. Yes, the Puerto Ricans still have Damian Priest.
That's true.
Chilling with Chase says Zelina Vega as a babyface is a 72 overall at best. You're being generous.
Oh my god, I didn't. Oh, fuck it. She's not very good. We're not stand-up people, not good at their jobs. I'm sorry, can't have
it. Alexander Fitzgerald, will you stop? He says, what's this? I see the clips. Will you stop? You're not looking at it. We all know, Frantic World. Even if you are watching the clips, you're not looking at it from an objective standpoint, sir.
You don't think Tony Khan Jr. could be objective about this? That's an odd take.
This is Tony's burner account. We always say Tony watches the Ramble. He watches the Ramble. All right, let's get into last night's show. What did you think about the crowd last night from Arena Mexico?
Oh, great crowd. I thought the arena was dope too. I loved everything about the presentation. Content was something else. The presentation was great.
Yeah, the arena looked beautiful. The crowd was super hot. I said to you, it reminded me of like anytime Monday Night Raw was outside of the United States during like the Attitude and Ruthless Aggression.
So much fun. So you're gonna make excuses. Well, you know, Canada's like Bizarro land. Whatever you say.
I used to always love that. I used to love it, actually. Well, let's get into the opening segment. We opened up with the beautiful kind of set shot of Arena Mexico, packed house. All the tickets sold out for the event. I'm gonna give you the translation of this opening segment because we kicked things off with Hangman Adam Page coming down to the ring, who cut his entire promo in Spanish because this man is the everyday man. Don't matter what crowd he's in front of. This man, I was impressed as hell because I thought it would be just a couple of lines, but he did the whole promo almost to near perfection in Espanol. He said in the translation that I have here, shouts out to Fightful who translated it, says, "Hi, my name is Hangman. And I want to apologize for my Spanish because it's not the best. But
don't speak in it. Good Lord. Oh, never mind. Good.
Am I doing this show with Jimmy Macram or Donald Trump? But it's a little better than much gringos, like my friend here. So I will try. When I was young, my family had a tobacco farm. And every summer, like 6 men would come from Ruiz to work. He says their names. Every year I worked with them and they taught me about Mexico. They were hard workers, honest, and cared for their families. They taught me that we are all better when we work together. This is why I want to say thank you. Thank you for having us in your house tonight. Thanks for this collaboration between AEW and CMLL, because when we work together, we can change the world. Now I will talk about our champion. Jon Moxley. I'm sorry to say that I don't have a match tonight, and I'm not allowed to be in the arena during his match. But nobody said anything about after the match. That got a big pop from the crowd. So after all of that, I will beat his ass. Until then, thank you to everyone here in Arena Mexico, and I'll see you soon. The crowd ate this up. They loved every
They did
minute
not.
of this. They did. They popped over
They did
every. What are
not.
you talking about? Your lack of appreciation for a crowd that was just ate up everything that he said is ridiculous.
They did not.
Yes, they did.
Sorry.
They popped for everything. What are you talking about?
I watched this horse shit live, and I was like, "Is this an American crowd? Did he understand what he's saying?" I don't. They clearly don't either. What are you talking about? They
Yes,
didn't
they
give a fuck
did.
about they didn't give a fuck about Manuel
You're
or
not gonna gaslight
whoever the
me.
fuck.
You're not gonna gaslight me. You're not gonna gaslight me. I watched the same thing.
You talk.
You're
You
being
talk
ridiculous.
first. Go ahead.
You're being
You talk
ridiculous.
first. Go ahead.
You're being ridiculous. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Go
just
ahead.
you
You didn't let me finish. Go ahead.
I just said go ahead.
I enjoyed this. I had closed captioning on because I'm not fluent in Spanish, so I was able to know what he was saying. I enjoyed it. Thought the crowd ate it up and loved it. I thought it was a good promo. What did you?
I think the same. Go ahead.
We got a super chat donation here. I forgot to put the super chat bumper. So for the first one, we want to give you the.
Oh, speak, bitch! Come on now. Oh my God, Siobhan, what the hell is wrong with you?
And for Alan here,
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
Alan says AEW was good last night. It just sucks that Brian decided to not show up on Dynamite instead of on a ROH house show. It was after this taping, and it's not going to be for ROH. It was for the live fans in the tent. He's not going to be on TV. He decides he's ready to come back.
Most happy to see Dragon. Good on him.
I saw it online, so I was happy. Glad we also have Power Driver who agrees with you because they didn't care, but they were cheering just because he was there in Jimmy's.
You don't know. You don't know stuff, man. Move on.
We also got Chuck Berries who says, thank you, Excalibur, for the excellent translation or lack thereof, SMH. We also got Ace who says this was a very good promo from Hangman Adam Page. And we also got Chuck J with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Chuck J, for the support here.
Tony Khan, this is also on you, because you can stop this.
Chuck J says, if Jimmy doesn't say this 14-man tag is BS, I say SP3 had him cloned. No, you know he's going to say that.
Ooh,
Jimmy.
No, I'm here to be agreeable. Go ahead.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do it.
I'm going to keep it very polite.
Don't do that. Oh, my God.
I can't be accused
Really?
of gaslighting or trolling. That can't happen.
I didn't say you were trolling. I said you were gaslighting.
I don't want to be the bad guy.
No, you don't have to. You can say however you feel. When you interrupt me and then try to gaslight me, that's being ridiculous.
What am I supposed to say?
I literally was saying my thoughts on everything and was going to put it over to you, and you interrupted me to gaslight me.
I interrupted you to say you were wrong because I couldn't wait.
Okay, congrats. Now we can. Now you can.
How hardworking his Mexicans are. They pop for his hardworking Mexicans. The fuck are you talking about?
You good now?
No, I am not. I am annoyed. The more I talk, the more annoyed I get. Everybody, what? They pop for everything. Every time I say everyone did something, like everybody did something, it's well, you can't say everybody. But he can come here and say they pops for everything. They certainly did fucking not. What am I gonna do? This is ridiculous. I'm not gonna do it. Never mind. Positivity. It's Juneteenth. Go ahead.
You did already. What are you talking about? I love how you say I'm not gonna do something, then do it, and then get upset about it. Alan says, I think Hangman said a word we can't say that start with the letter N to Swerve in Spanish during his promo. There you go. That made Jimmy feel better. Then you that was good. Then we had the opening matchup, which was that aforementioned 12-man tag team matchup. It was supposed to be a 12-man tag team matchup. Unfortunately, basically Cash Wheeler had travel issues, so he couldn't make this show. So instead of just giving him one replacement, his heel team one replacement, they decided to add 3 more people to the matchup, a replacement and 2 extra people to make this a 14-man tag team matchup. Stokely Hathaway and Dax Harwood come out first. Hathaway says, due to circumstances beyond his control, Cash Wheeler won't be there tonight. But one half of FTR is Harwood and himself. Hathaway says that he's been working on his Spanish and then said, grassy ass, smirking at the camera when he said it. And I'll try to say this in one breath. The heel team was Dax Harwood, Volador Jr., the Don Callis family, represented by Kyle Fletcher, Konosuke Takeshita, Josh Alexander, Lance Archer, and Hechicero, facing the babyface team of Bandito, Templario, Brody King, Daniel Garcia, Adam Cole, baby, and then the biggest heels on the night, Atlantis and Atlantis Jr. I do want to give Excalibur credit. His translation of Hangman's promo wasn't the greatest, but his explanation of why the fans were booing Atlantis was really well done, saying that basically Mexico hates nepotism. And they feel like Atlantis Jr. is being pushed down their throat, so they have decided to reject him very loudly and very aggressively, and as well as his father for passing the torch to him. It was explained on a couple of Lucha Libre Twitter accounts that Atlantis Jr. is basically the right wrestler at the wrong time, where everyone agrees that he is good in the ring. They just feel that he's being pushed too soon, and he's won a lot of mass versus mass matches and unmasked a lot of legends of Lucha Libre. So the Arena Mexico crowd have loudly rejected him. We start off with a sequence between Takeshita and Bandito, who had a stalemate pointing finger guns at one another. Takeshita blocked a go-to-sleep backbreaker, but not the snap Hurricane Rana that sent Takeshita flying outside. All the multi-man matches on this show had Lucha Libre rules, meaning if one of the participants went to the floor, there was no tags needed, and a new participant can enter the ring. Hechicero jumps in, and the fans were going nuts for this face-off between Bandito and Hechicero. We get a rolling Cazadora into a submission attempt, which Bandito escaped, only to be popped in the face with a corner knee strike from Hechicero. Garcia comes in, who does his dance, but the fans don't like it, as Hechicero is super over with the fans. We get a head scissors by Garcia, and in comes Harwood. Harwood and Garcia get into it. We got Nigel McGuinness on the call, so a point up for this show here. And then we get the tag into Atlantis Jr., who gets a chorus of boos from these fans, as well as Atlantis. Commentary has no choice but to point it out, as Shivani says they still tries to put over Atlantis Jr. for being the first CMLL competitor for winning ROH Gold. We get a back and forth between Volador and Harwood doing tag team spots on Atlantis Jr. and Templario. We get a fast sequence of head scissors from the Luchadors, and then a Sasuke special to the outside onto Volador Jr. by Templario. Brody King comes in, and he plants Alexander down with the DVD onto the apron. We get Fletcher tags in. He lays out Cole with a Snapdragon suplex, posing monetarily before Atlantis shot a double leg. Fletcher ran into a series of super kicks and then a big boot, and then all the baby faces stood tall in the ring before we go to commercial break. We come back from break, and Garcia makes a hot tag to Bandito, who starts running wild on Alexander and hitting a press slam, but Alexander met him in the ropes with the avalanche belly-to-belly suplex when he goes for a frog splash. Takeshita went up top for a doomsday device, but Bandito is able to avoid it. Templario gets tagged in to save his partner and then hits a stereo revolution flies, the moonsault avalanche moonsault suplex. Templario landed almost on his own head when he tried to do that to Alexander. Atlantis Jr. sprinted down the entire ramp and then did a crossbody onto the heels in this one. It came down to Atlantis and Dax Harwood in the ring. Harwood was cheered when he started putting the boost to Atlantis until he gloated too long, and Atlantis was able to get an inside cradle for the 1-2-3 for the bigger heels of the matchup, Atlantis and Atlantis Jr., to pick up the win for the babyface team. Post-match, Atlantis Jr. is able to make the save for his father when the heels start to jump him. King Templario, Atlantis, and Atlantis Jr. stood tall in the ring as the heels bailed to ringside. Thought this was a fun, chaotic, absolute mess, but entertaining. The fans did enjoy this from my perspective. Brody King, though, he was the real MVP here. He's hitting Tierras, hitting running Huracan Radas. He comes out with the abandoned ice shirt. So shout outs to Brody King because he looked like a star here. What did you think?
I think this is what Michael Jordan thought the triangle offense was going to be when he first heard about it. We're all equal. We all get to share the ball and all this other shit. Why is Takeshita sharing the ring with fucking 13 other people and they're all getting equal time? This is insanity. This is a terrible idea. This is why I hate getting the GOAT involved in these fucking tag matches. I'm so bothered by this. Everything else was fine. It was fun, I guess. I thought the Atlanta stuff was fun, at the very least. I'm always happy when things don't go a company's way. It makes me very happy. And Brody, yes. Brody was great, as per always. A waste of Takeshita. I'm sick. I can hold you.
Yeah, I mean the Atlantis and Atlantis Jr. reactions was probably the standout of this whole entire match outside of Brody. they hated this guy.
Yeah, I'm amazed by it. I gotta tell you, they started booing fucking the big one. Holy shit! See the Booker? What the fuck? Imagine they just started booing Rey Mysterio out of nowhere. Those Dom stinks. It's insane. What? Damn, they take this shit serious.
I enjoyed it. This was like when Canada used to boo the baby faces. Like, remember when they booed Edge in 2004, right before he turned heel?
I do. I was fucking amazing. It's Edge. He's Canadian. It's kind of his whole thing. Holy shit.
I thought you loved your guys. out there.
I didn't get but I'm not a fan of this. I ain't gonna hold you. There's not enough stars here for me to care.
Fair. Big Man Don says, imagine hating someone so much that you boo his dad.
How old is Atlantis?
He's got to be in his 60s at this point.
People say he looks older.
He looks like he can barely move. He makes Blue Panther look like a spry young rookie.
Makes that fucking woman Mercedes beat look like a spry young rookie. Good lord. She looks older than the last time we saw her. And like a lot older.
Hey, she did not look old on that tope though. We'll get into that later.
She landed on her fucking face, you dummy. Good lord.
Oh, we got Alexander says Takeshita and Brody, the Jordan and Scotty of this matchup.
No, absolutely not. What? This was like the fucking 2004 Pistons. Just a whole bunch of nobodies doing a whole bunch of nothing. So annoyed. Why is Takeshita here? What did he do so wrong? I don't understand.
Derek, to answer you, he says, did Cash Wheeler have travel issues? I forgot what Stokely said. He said due to basically circumstances out of his control. So yeah, he had travel issues. Him, Claudio Castagnoli, I think Billy Starks as well. They all had basically travel issues getting into Mexico.
How? Whatever. Who cares? No offense. There's nobody here I care enough to figure out what happened. Sorry. Whatever. If Takeshi couldn't get into Mexico, get to Mexico, I'd be like, all right, what happened? Why wouldn't you do it earlier? Why wouldn't you get this figured out? You know what? Cash Wheeler and Billy Starks, Claudio. Hold on. Let's move on.
We'll live. We got Alexander Fitzgerald says Atlantis is the Kendrick Perkins of CMLL. That's ridiculous. We also got Valo who says, I genuinely cannot explain why people boo Atlantis specifically, but it's a fucking meme to boo Atlantis Jr. Yeah. It's a part of the bit. It's very much like was said in the chat, it's very much like a Roman Reigns. Big dog Roman Reigns, basically.
How old is he? Junior, that is. Oh, senior 62. Is he 30?
Yeah, he's probably in his 30s. Let's check. Before, I think someone in the chat's going to get it before me because my phone's
fucking Takesha lost 1, 2, 3. Good Lord. What the fuck? What is going on? All these matches Takesha
How many
lost.
matches?
For 3.
How many matches has he lost? 3?
Never openweight title, and then the night before Grand Slam, and then that Grand Slam.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, he wasn't pinned in either of the matches in Mexico, but he did lose. He lost the never openweight title because he's probably going to have a deep run in the G1, which will bring back all the good vibes to Takeshita like it did last year. Atlantis Jr. Atlantis Jr. is 27. No, and knowing Mexico, he's gonna be a top star for the next 30 years.
Insane. I'm so annoyed. So this fucking sketch things bothering me. I'm gonna hold you. G1, we got G1. Then he gets pushed for 2 months afterwards. Then he goes back to being fucking regular sketch. This is insane. This is the best wrestler on the planet. What the fuck's going on?
You want the AEW World Championship? Should he be the one that dethrones Hangman?
Ooh. First of all, it doesn't matter who you're going to say after dethrones. The answer is yes. But John Cena.
Like, yeah, sign me up. John Cena? I think the only person you would have a pause for is Io Sky or Gunther.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah. One day. That'll happen.
Highlights of last week's attack by Kazuchika Okada on Kenny Omega after their contract signing is shown and him joining forces and escaping with Don Callis, while Omega had extreme internal bleeding and was rushed from the building on a stretcher. Okada, meanwhile, will be going one-on-one with Mark Briscoe. We do see the pre-match words from Mark Briscoe that set up this matchup about him being friends and teaming with and wrestling against Kenny Omega throughout his career and having his back during Anarchy in the Arena. And Briscoe wants to be the one to challenge Okada to get revenge for Omega in Mexico. So we had Kazuchika Okada one-on-one with Mark Briscoe here. Callis is on commentary, and he is still giddy for what happened to Kenny Omega last week. He said that it's one of the greatest strategic moves in wrestling. Schiavone was insulted by their actions, and Callis says that he didn't care about Omega's diverticulitis, and if someone had a bad knee, you'd go after that. So that's what he did with the diverticulitis. Then you get Okada. He bailed from a Briscoe dive early on and had Briscoe chase him around the ring before attacking him. Commentary put over that Okada's early days moving to Mexico and training with Ultimo Dragon. Briscoe kept teasing the crane kick and landed a snap drop kick before delivering boots in the corner. Okada was dragged to the outside as Briscoe followed up with a somersault dive. Back inside, Okada caught Briscoe in the corner with a standing drop kick, sending him to the floor. Back from break, Okada planted Briscoe with a huge flapjack, but Briscoe avoided a tombstone into a standing itsugiri. They both started trading forearms. Okada targeted the eyes, but Briscoe answered with a flying forearm and a fisherman buster for 2. Okada fought out of an exploder and hit an air raid crash. He went for the top rope elbow drop, no elevation on that at all, and then did the Rainmaker flip off blows. We get Briscoe bit his finger and then having to move to the side of his teeth since he's missing the front runs. Briscoe got some height on the Froggy Bow, but only got a 2 count. He called for the J Driller, but Okada backdropped him and got a backslide. He missed a Rainmaker, but caught a drop kick in the center ring. Briscoe dodged the Rainmaker once again. He tried for a J Driller, but Okada was able to break free. He reversed things. He hits the Tombstone and then follows up with the Rainmaker for the 1-2-3. Okada picking up the victory. And then post-match, Don Callis enters the ring and joins Okada. The two pose while the crowd chanted loudly for Kenny Omega. Callis raked the eyes of Mark Briscoe and held up Mark for Okada to hit him right in the ribs, a shot and sign to Kenny Omega with the Continental Championship. Then they put the boots to Briscoe and then pose for the crowd once again as they continue the cheer and chant for Kenny Omega here. What did you think, Jimmy?
This was fine. Mark Briscoe is one of the greatest TV wrestlers ever, though even he struggles to get the more than a decent match out of Okada, going at 10%, maybe 15%. It was all summed up by his run away from Mark Briscoe. He went on the bottom rope and then proceeded to lightly jog away from him. Mark Briscoe could have caught him in 2 seconds. It was insane. I maybe saving it up for All In. But
he definitely is. He will not. He treats TV like it's fucking the Road 2 shows in New Japan.
He might be the new Floyd Mayweather, which is do the least amount of work as possible to get the biggest payday. All the other shit doesn't matter. I'll be able to talk when I'm done and walk straight, unlike all your favorites who fucking either have memory issues or are missing a fucking ear or kill their wife and kid.
Wow. It hit me what you just said. I was like, God damn.
I can't knock it. Good Lord.
Chilling with Chase Coast Kata. Coast Kata is really good. That is fun. It's
insane.
And you were also a little bit spoiled because we've been watching the Kenny Omega Kazuchika Okada series on Patreon.
Wow, look at him. Look at how much he gives a fuck. Now look at him. Good Lord. Went from fucking Benoit to Kevin Nash. It's like, what the fuck happened? All right. Sure.
Big Randall says Okada is just seeing what he can get away with at this point.
How many times can I do this before they have to talk to me? So, I don't know. At least 2 years at this point. Still nothing. Cool.
Alexander Fitzgerald says, just wait until playoff Okada.
All right. We'll see. I still think it's there. I'm not so sure.
I do. I saw him.
My headphones. I have headphones in my closet I never used, ever. I put them on Amazon, just put them in the closet. I tried to turn them on. They won't work. Because things can't stay off that long and then just turn them on when you feel like it. That's not how that works. Sorry.
Hey, I saw Shaquille O'Neal in 2001 and 2002. He used to turn it off. And then when the big games came on, he turned it on, having 35 points to 15 rebounds in the finals.
Great. Every couple games, he would turn it on. How long has Okada been Okada at this point? A year and a half? 2 years? I don't think it quite.
He turns it on in the big matches. He had a match of the year candidate last year with Will Ospreay. He had a great match at Double or Nothing with Speedball Mike Bailey. So,
good. All right, be nice. I'm not gonna get to a Speedball thing with y'all.
You didn't watch the match, so you can't.
I don't need to watch the match. I've seen Speedball's matches. Was it better than the match he had with Ospreay? Speedball's match?
No. The Ospreay match is his best. It's the best match that he's had in AEW.
Then it wasn't great. Sorry. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. No.
Big Man says Tony should just say 3 stars or no money. He could get at 3 stars. That's the best he was gonna do on one of these Row 2 or TV shows.
A little late for that. Put that in the contract. A little late for that.
Alexander Fitzgerald says, "Is Okada turning into Orton now?" No, Orton was worse at one point.
I'll say Orton looks impressive. I ain't gonna hold you. Okada looks like
he looks impressive.
He doesn't even stand fucking like somebody who should be respected. He just kind of slouches these. Like he doesn't want the effort to stand up. He just stands like this. What the fuck? Good lord! This is a bank robbery. This is insane.
We got Ace who says, so when they are going to book the rematch between Adam Cole and Kyle Fletcher for the TNT Championship, at this point I'm thinking they're going to do it on either Dynamite 300 or Collision 100. And if they don't do it there, they're definitely going to do it at All In.
Do it on Collision 100. The fact that it's going on this long is insane. Did you see when those two got in the ring together? First of all, no pop, because why would I? And number two,
they were tired from booing and cheering everyone who faced the Atlantis.
Adam Cole looks like his fucking developing son. Like he looks like a 14-year-old boy next to Fletcher. This shit is insane. Fletcher's put this cocksucker off. He just holds him down for 3 seconds. Doesn't knock him out. Just hold him there. 1, 2, 3.
You know you can't move. Don't get it. Don't get
it. Lord. Lord.
Oh, Davion says Okada just chilling at this point. And Chilling with Jay says Orton was showing up drunk off whiskey and just putting people in headlock. Yeah, Orton was really bad. Like that was really bad. People tend to forget how bad Orton would be as far as like not giving a damn. And it wasn't because he was getting paid a whole bunch of money like Okada.
I'm sure Orton's getting paid quite a bit of money.
Oh, he was getting paid quite a bit of money, but he at that point when he was doing that shit, he's probably not top 5. Like
when is this?
Now. This is like mid 2000s. Like I would say like after the Undertaker feud, all the way until he gets hurt in like 2007.
Is this like a year and a half?
Yeah,
I can see that.
Year and a half he did that, then he gets hurt, and then he gives a damn about his character a little bit more, but he's still doing a lot of the matches is the headlock and stuff because he basically feuded with Triple H and John Cena for a year.
Well, all right, we won't get into this whole mental state besides the booze and whatever else he was doing. Imagine that doesn't help. It also doesn't help knowing you were fucking pinned to be the guy by Vince and Triple H and everybody else. And you got to watch this shorter, muscular Bostonian take your spot for all time. For all time. For the next 15 years, this is the guy. You're going to be the guy. This is the guy. That's insane.
And then the guy he was coming up with passed him for a bit, Batista.
Jesus. Just over.
Then we had 09 Orton, and he gave a damn. But then again, he did give a damn as far as the character work. But his matches, like I said, he feuded with Cena and Orton for that whole year. And a little bit with Batista. And then he gave a damn again when he was feuding with Christian in 2011. And then it got really bad. Like from the end of the Christian feud all the way until he cashes in Money in the Bank and becomes the leader of the main wrestler, not the leader, the main wrestler in the Authority. It's really bad. That's like a 2-3 year run where he's doing nothing. He's doing nothing.
That'd be fair. But nice. I don't want to shit on the Authority. I've been there before. Did that already.
Yeah. 30 might be one of the worst factions ever.
It is, outside of Dragon, which I think is what most people remember, is probably the most destructive group ever. It's just killed my love for wrestling again. That was impossible to do.
Next up is when I thought the show got significantly better. Is you get MJF going one-on-one with Mistico. MJF comes out with his full U.S. paraphernalia. He's got a U.S. jacket. He comes out with the United States flag, getting massive heat from the Arena Mexico fans. This dude opens up his jacket. He's got an Uncle Sam and Bald Eagle United States version of the MVP bodysuit on.
Woo! It's just fire. I ain't gonna hold you.
But my lord, this might be one of the greatest entrances in AEW history. Mistico coming out to his official theme song in front of these Arena Mexico fans, and these motherfuckers are singing it and crying, Jimmy. They're crying like they just saw Bruno Sammartino in Madison Square Garden. Like, this was ridiculous. This is one of the best babyface entrances I've seen in quite some time.
It certainly is. Michael Jackson, apparently. It's fucking some power.
I think every fan in Arena Mexico are like singing their hearts out for Mistico. Oh my God! He grabs a Mexican flag in the crowd. He's waving it. They are just serenading him. They're singing his song afterwards. Like, I've seen it like with, Orton gets his theme song sang a lot. Cody Rhodes gets his theme song sang a lot. We've seen it in AEW in the past with like Chris Jericho with Judas. I don't think I've ever seen it with this much vigor and passion from a crowd ever. Like, this was otherworldly. I thought this is incredible. One of the best babyface entrances I've seen in quite some time. We start off the matchup. MJF starts ragdolling Mistico to start things off, getting a lot of heat from the crowd as he starts mocking them. The story of the matchup is MJF gets very cocky, and MVP is not with the shits. He's just like, get on him. Mistico battles back. He gets a huge twisting arm drag off the top, a code red for a quick 2. MJF sidesteps a dive and got some advice from MVP as Mistico put chase on him until MJF hides behind the Hurt Syndicate and then charges Drew for a cheap shot forearm and pushes Mistico into the barricade. We get back in the ring. MJF misses a knee drop and then Mistico gets a snap Hurricane Rana, but MJF uses the tights to drag Mistico into the corner. MJF kept posing, causing MVP to lose his mind again at ringside, screaming MJF to stay on him. MJF blocked a second code red attempt and then reversed it into a power bomb backbreaker combination. During the break, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin both got involved behind the referee's back as we return to MJF giving Mistico a pelvic thrust to the face as MVP is once again telling him to take things seriously. MJF ran into an enziguri, then a springboard crossbody. A tilt-a-whirl DDT spiked MJF. Mistico came flying down with another springboard crossbody to the floor. Back inside, Mistico connected with the Senton Atomico and then rolled through and missed a moonsault, hitting a snap power slam for 2 instead. MJF spits in Mistico's face as he comes off the ropes and then pokes him in the eye, but Mistico comes back with a destroyer, only for the momentum of MJF allowed him to hit a punt kick and then collapsed into Mistico for a near fall. MJF seemed to bail up the ramp as Mistico ran after him. He tried La Mystica, but MJF was able to reverse that into a tombstone on the ramp. Referee Bryce and MVP checked on each of them as MJF dragged Bryce back to the ring to count out Mistico. Mistico rises from the ashes to a big pop from the crowd as he beats the count at the count of Ocho. We get Mistico cut MJF in the ropes and then hit a Spanish fly off the top for a 2 count. Mistico then got La Mystica and made MJF tap out, but MVP took the referee to distract him. He distracts him long enough for MJF to recover after he taps out, and Mistico checks on the referee and he low blows him. He then delivers a schoolboy for a close 2. MJF is in disbelief that wasn't the victory. He then follows things up. He gets so pissed off that he low blows Mistico once again right in front of the referee's face, getting a disqualification. MJF shoved down Bryce Rensburg after the DQ, and then the beating was on by the Hurt Syndicate. MJF gets massive amounts of heat for this post-match angle as he then rips off the mask of Mistico, disrespecting the Lucha Libre culture. He then flips off the crowd as he's getting massive boos from the fans. He then puts on the goddamn mask, flipping them off. As Bandito, Templario, and Teton all come down the ramp. Hurt Syndicate hold the ring off, but they're distracted long enough for Jet Speed, Kevin the Jet Knight, and Speedball Mike Bailey to appear from behind off the top rope. They attack the AEW World Tag Team Champions, deliver a double super kick to MJF, and the Hurt Syndicate bails. They get another mask and they give it to Mistico. Mistico had already put on his old mask because MJF didn't want him standing on the floor just covering his face the whole time, but he puts on the second mask as he poses to the fans post-match here. This was like an Earth 2 Lucha Libre version of Hulk Hogan versus The Rock, because this got big reactions, but I didn't even think they did that much. It just got the biggest reactions possible. And Mistico was getting pops for everything he did, every Tijeras, every Hurricane Rada, La Mystica, and everything. MJF was just pantomiming and mocking the fans the whole matchup and getting as much heat as possible. I loved this match before the lame DQ finish, but honestly, even before the lame DQ finish, after that entrance by Mistico, I was like, Mistico's not losing this matchup. He never loses in Arena Mexico. And MJF never loses in general, especially on TV in AEW. So I was like, this is either going to be a non-finish, a draw, or some kind. They already did the draw last week. So I was like, you could easily just have MJF get the DQ finish. This was a rare DQ finish that I had no problems with because I figured out right before the bell even rang for the matchup that this matchup is probably the only result they can do is the non-finish at this point.
Well, then why book the match?
Because it was good. It was awesome up until that point. I really enjoyed the hell out of it. And hopefully, I think that they should set it up because it got so much heat. It should set it up for like 2 big matches in the future. I would do this. I would run it back at All in Texas and have MJF win that one, and then do the big anniversary show for Arena Mexico and CMLL. Do hair plugs versus masks.
Mistico's entrance was fantastic. It is up there for me. I can't think of another serenade entrance I like as much. Actually, I'm not sure this even counts as a wrestling one. It's not a wrestler one. Fucking Bad Bunny's entrance at Puerto Rico is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
And the Edge one, whenever there's one AEW has. Oh shit. Fuck it. That one. Whichever one that one is. Match was good. This is like an Okada who is both lazy but cares about crowd perception. MJF did nothing. There's nothing he did in this fucking match at all. He put in minimal effort, but got maximum reaction, which is the whole point of it. Bret Hart would be proud. I don't care about DQ finishes in general, but this one struck me as painful is not the right word. So we put so much time into this fucking match, 16 minutes, however fucking long it was, that it didn't bother me. I went, I want to see somebody win. That aside, I'm good. Good match. Best match of the night so far. Period? Probably period, but definitely so far.
Alexander Fitzgerald says this entrance was insane. No idea what the song was, but that crowd loved it. I'm looking it up after the show. Looking at it. I need to listen to it. They were belting this. When I see the girl in the crowd who's just like,
what the fuck? This the Pope? Good Lord.
I was like, what is going on? This is insane. I was like, this is a rock star entrance.
Lord.
Oh my God. That was
cult hero.
Yep. We were warned last week that he is like the biggest star, the biggest draw in Mexico, but like you definitely saw it in this entrance that he is like the most beloved star in Arena Mexico for sure.
Definitely.
We got Louisville. He says this match was good shit. More of this, Max. Yeah, this is probably the best Max has looked since probably like Revolution. Even though, like, I agree with you, he didn't do anything, but he got the maximum amount of. This is the most heat he's gotten in a few months, actually.
Yeah, this is a 10-minute match that they stretched out to 15 minutes. Or whatever it was. Well played. Though his fucking clapping, good lord, I was about to throw up. Fucking what's his face? Sin Cara clapping every 12 seconds. Sir, yes, they will cheer for you. Should be a little focused on the madman trying to kill you.
Big Man Dog says Okada wishes he could get these reactions doing nothing.
I doubt it. I don't even think he gives a fuck. What do I care? If they cheer, they boo, or they're quiet, my check is exactly the same.
Exactly the same. Don't matter. Don't matter. We got Alexander says this entrance might be up there with Bryan Danielson All In entrance. That was another one. I was there live for that. That was great. That was a great live experience. We also got Chuck Berries who says, considering the circumstances, this unmasking by MJF was better than Chris Jericho and his unmasking of Bandito's brother. Definitely. It's not even a question. Not even considering. Just full stop. This unmasking of MJF was better than Chris Jericho. It's better than anything because of the reaction it got. And to the point of Fightful Select reported last night, apparently MJF almost got attacked by a fan outside of the hotel in Mexico. And of course, the most Max reaction possible. He said he loved it and he fed into it.
He's so 1980s. I'm here for it. Max Cornett.
Yes.
That's the good shit.
That's for me, brother. That's for me, brother. I make B says, yeah, Max is great with his heel work, just ridiculous. Left my ass off. Yeah, old school heat. Old school heat at his fights.
That bodysuit, by the way, I'm a fan. That's so dark ass. Yes, it's clean. He should keep it forever. Even when he gets kicked out, he should keep it.
It does work for him. It does work for him. The last 2 weeks have been good. It needs to be his TV gear, and then he could bust out the trunks for pay-per-views. Then we had the 4 million pesos high-flying 4-way matchup: Ricochet versus Lio Rush versus Mascarada Dorada versus Hologram. The previous matchup, like we said, we gave MJF credit for doing absolutely nothing, getting the biggest reaction possible. This was a lot of something. This was a lot of high flying in this one. Lio Rush opted to pose at the bell, and it looked like we were going to get a 3-on-1 against him, but Ricochet blindsided Dorada, and then it was a locomotion corner lariats by Hologram and Dorada. This match basically breaks down where before the commercial break, it's like a 2-on-2 matchup where Ricochet and Lio Rush working together while the Luchadors worked against them. Dorada hits a pump knee on Ricochet, but Lio sends him crashing outside. Hologram was back up and tried a springboard crossbody, but Lio ducked and Ricochet hits a drop kick in midair. That looked really good. Lio took out Dorada with a springboard moonsault on the outside, while Ricochet hit a Fosbury flop on the other side to Hologram. Back from break, Ricochet and Lio continued to stay in control until Lio started to rub the bald head of Ricochet, basically pissing him off. They got into a shoving contest, and then Dorada drop kicks Ricochet into Lio, uses Ricochet's leg as a launching pad to deliver a quick Hurricane Rana. Miss springboard by Ricochet as Dorada hits a running destroyer, sending him to the outside. Hologram completely squashed Rush against the barricade as he did this crazy looking tope suicida where he just throws his whole body at Lio, and Lio almost goes into the front row while Dorada hits a Fosbury flop onto Ricochet. With the heels down, Dorada and Hologram put a Lucha Libre clinic on as they start going back and forth. Hologram gets a standing Spanish fly, but then Dorada answers with an impressive handspring crucifix bomb. We get Lio back in with rapid fire strikes on Dorada, who responded with a corkscrew kick as he escaped vertigo initially, but got hit with a wild double stomp by Ricochet. Leo dodge charging knees and starts going crazy with Poison Rana. He hits one on Ricochet, one on Hologram. Then he goes back and forth. He goes for it multiple times on Dorada before hitting it off the second rope, jumping backwards into a Poison Rana on Dorada. Then it's Ricochet and Leo. They start fighting on the top rope until Hologram breaks it up. He crotches Ricochet initially. Then he picks up Leo onto his shoulders. He hits his twisting torture rack bomb, the portal bomb for the 1-2-3. Hell of a all filler, no thriller 4-way matchup. Nonstop action here. A lot of fun, and Hologram looking good in a victory here in Arena, Mexico.
Good Lord.
I enjoyed this. What did you think?
Good match. Big picture, I don't like what's his face, Leo Rush. Not in general. I don't like Leo Rush essentially being the equivalent to Ricochet in this fucking match. Ricochet is fucking taking quite a few steps back. Not his performance, but in his placement, I find odd, I must say, over the last month, 2 months, 3 months, I forget. The match was good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Who's the one in the yellow tights and mask?
Mascara Dorada.
To me, he was the MVP. Everything he does looks like he's got springs in his shoes. He was fucking fantastic. Nice solid performance to the 4-way he had with Omega in them.
Yeah, I would tell anybody who's got time, check out his matchup with Bandito from the CMLL versus AEW and ROH show from Tuesday. That was even better than any of the matches on Grand Slam Mexico. That was an absolutely tremendous matchup. And Dorada, yeah, I've been impressed with him over the last couple of weeks on AEW television. He looked really good. And I agree. He was probably the best in this matchup there.
Indeed.
We got a couple of comments here. We got Davion who says, bruh, this match was bonkers. We also got chilling with Chase who says Mascarada Dorada is great. We got Ace who says this match was very good. I love Louisville says Hollywood Hollow. 25-0.
So what's the count so far? Like AEW versus CMLL. What's the win-loss record?
Well, CMLL won
1-1
on this show.
Yeah, this show.
Yeah, so
1-1.
CMLL won the first match. Then Hologram is.
No, how they won the first match? Who's in the first match?
Well, Atlantis pinned Dax. It was a mixture of CMLL talent and AEW talent on that one, but technically, CMLL pinned AEW in that first match.
Okay, so we're 1-2.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, because Mistico. Yeah, so 2-1 at this point because Mistico won against MJF and Atlantis pinned Dax in the opener. So yeah, this was the first match won for AEW.
Okay.
They kept it pretty much even on this night, it seems. So good on them. Giving the Mexican promotion some run in Mexico. We got a lot of people still praising. Y'all are crazy. We got Holla Bird and Holla Logan.
Hollow's Gram of Terror is fantastic. That is
Hologram of Terror. That's the winner. That might be the winner right there. we can chase with the Collision Nightmare, Holla Rose.
Jesus.
Luis with Hollow Man Reigns. I make these Hollowmania running wild. Y'all are ridiculous. Y'all are appropriately ridiculous, but still ridiculous. Then we had the CMLL World Women's Championship up for grabs as Zeuxis defends against Mercedes Mone, who comes out with the sombrero. We got Zeuxis. Didn't get much of a reaction. Mercedes got the bigger reaction of the two during their entrance. But this was relatively, the crowd was the quietest they were throughout the show during this matchup here. Zeuxis.
I don't understand. I don't understand. Why would they be quiet? Is Zeuxis important over there? She's not? We know Mercedes is important. She's a Becky Lynch level star. But what about Zeuxis?
I can tell the level of vitriol as well as sarcasm that you put in that exact statement.
I'm just wondering about Zeuxis. Is she not a star over there?
I don't appreciate the level of vitriol and sarcasm that you put in that statement. So I'm not even gonna give you an answer. Sorry, sir.
Chat, let me know if Zeuxis is the big deal over there. I'll be nice. Let me know if she's important.
I mean, she was tag team partners with Stephanie Vicaire.
That's something, I suppose.
I hate you so much sometimes. I really do.
Just want to let you know Marty claim to fame. That's what he puts on his fucking posters in his house.
I teamed up with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, boy.
Hey, buddy. Brother. All right. This matchup, you get Zeuxis refusing a handshake and then got a few pin attempts for 2 as Mone covered up in the corner but ate a double knees for another near fall. Zeuxis took time to argue with referee Ospreay, giving Mone time to fire off an uppercut and then drove her into the corner. We had Zeuxis catches Mercedes in midair into basically like an angel's wings into a lung blower. That looked vicious for a 2 count. Mone recovered and locked in the statement maker early on, but Zeuxis was able to get to the ropes and rolled outside. When Mone met her with a baseball slide and a Meteora back in the ring for a 2 count, Snap Hurricane Rana sent Mercedes outside as Zeuxis came in hot with a ridiculous-looking tope suicida where she just launched her whole body at Mercedes, landed face first onto the floor at the same time, landing on her own head in the process. They went to a commercial break as Mone answered with another Meteora against the barricade. Back from break, Zeuxis was able to battle back with the Spanish Fly out of the corner for 2. Mone escaped a fireman's carry into a Hurricane Rana, a backstabber into another statement maker, but Zeuxis got the hands unlocked and hit her with a pump handle drop for a 2 count. Both ladies fought in the corner as Zeuxis looked like she was going for an avalanche power slam, but Mercedes was able to get out of it into a twisting fall away slam, similar to the move that she hit on Britt Baker, probably the only good spot in that matchup from All In London last year. She basically ran it back here and hits it for the 1, 2, 3 to become the new CMLL World Women's Champion. Post-match, you get Mercedes celebrating. She's shocked she got the win with that as Ospreay starts giving her all her belts. She even wraps with the CMLL World Women's Championship around her waist as she celebrates. Streamers come falling down as Mercedes celebrates in the ring with all of her titles. Then the lights go dark and a black and white video plays on the big screen. It is timeless Toni Storm. And she's wearing a trench coat and a hat and walking the streets of Mexico as we hear a narration where she's basically like one of those old-timey detective movies, and she's talking about how Mercedes has done things and she will get her revenge soon. As the video stops and we see Timeless Toni Storm outside of Arena Mexico, Mina Shirakawa shows up on the ramp and waves at Mercedes as Carmen Storm Diego comes out from behind Mercedes. A great visual there as she comes from behind and starts sniffing the hair of Mercedes. Mercedes realized she done fucked up because Toni is behind her. And then we get a great visual of Toni grabbing Mercedes and planting her with a German suplex as Mercedes was holding all of her titles as it happened. And literally you just see all the titles just explode out of her hands as she takes the German suplex. Mone literally scurries into the crowd and fans' arms as she's running away from Timeless Toni Storm, and she's held back by referees on the ramp. Toni then grabs a mic and she says, "Let the games begin." as she rolled around on the ramp, and Mercedes is getting protection from a fan that was copping some feels, it looked like. But Mercedes will defend the CMLL World Women's Championship coming up this coming Friday at Fantastica Mania, Mexico, from the Arena Mexico. Once again, it's the third big show involving AEW, CMLL, and now it's going to be with New Japan Pro Wrestling, as she will defend against La Catalina in her first defense. What did you think about this matchup here with Zeuxis and the post-match with the Timeless Toni Storm vignette, as well as her attack on Mercedes?
Match was fine. Mercedes is obviously very capable in the ring as far as her partner in this match. She was all right. I got to be honest. I was more impressed the first time she was here, or she was in AEW at the very least. This to me is the lesser of the two showings. The right person won, so Mercedes gets another belt. I am always concerned with belt collector storylines because, I gotta be honest, they never go anywhere. It's like this build up to nothing. I'm so bothered. I'm sorry. Don't get distracted. We're talking about this. We're not talking about all the other times. We're talking about this time. The video was fun. Toni feels like an art student. Like she just enjoys the horse shit she used to do. I must say, she's good at it. So that's a win. Post match, why is Mina here? A distraction. You're seeing it behind her. You don't need to be distracted. The video's distracting. Enough. That's what you get. She turns her back. Why is Mina here? Outside of the fact that it's Mina Shirakawa. At one point, I know there's quite a few of you, my partner included. I'm going to make you all defend this 7 deadly sins horse that you've decided to put on display. I'm going to make you.
Hey, I was literally just covering what has been told to me.
Well, I love that. I'm jumping off bandwagon now. I'm going to make you all stand up. So I know you guys couldn't name them before this shit. I'm going to make you stand up. I'm going to make you defend it. You're going to have to.
I was not defending it. I was merely putting the case out there on video.
Putting the case? Exactly. Now you're going to defend it. So
no, I wasn't. I'm not the defend. I'm not the defended. I'm not the defended here.
Should have made y'all fucking say them out loud last week, but I forgot. But I heard a whole bunch of typing. Envy? Yeah, no. Off the top of your fucking head. Go ahead.
How dare you? How dare you try to misuse my words? I did not say that that's what the story they were telling. I never said that. God. I never said that. I said I've heard people say that. That doesn't mean I see it. I'm just saying that some people said that.
Oh my God. All right. I got a question.
Go back and watch.
If you said it and I clip it, I want it played on the show.
Yeah, just send it to me. I'm fine.
What episode was that? This one or last one? I mean, last one or the one before?
It had to be last one because that's what I first time I heard it.
Fair enough.
I just make cases for everybody else. I just put it out there. Put it out there into the ether. I don't always have to defend it.
Fair enough. Fitz, what the fuck are you talking about? I thought we made it all the way an hour and a half into the show before I had to say that. What the fuck are you babbling about, sir? Good Lord.
We got Davion who says Ultimo Monet has won another title. We got I make beats with the goats and money emojis. I love people are still putting the hologram. The big hole. We also got Power Drive Finisher. He says Mercedes wearing a mariachi fit was up my alley. There you go, representing for your culture. Pedro with the CEO chant here. Damn, this is a horribly spelled Zeuxis, Chase, but I understand what you're saying. He says fans are just fatigued with Zeuxis in Mexico. She has been a regular since 2009, but like 2013 was her breakout, but then she left CMLL.
Oh, she's been around for forever. She's only in her 30s, I'd imagine. You know, it's hard to tell at certain points. Like, fall on your face. I would have guessed 45. Good Lord. Already sick of her. Fair enough. I get sick of people too. Sick of Nick Wayne. He's like 12 years old.
Big Man does says Toni got a huge pop. Yeah, she did. The AEW stars were very over in CMLL. I mean, in Mexico, in Arena Mexico, they popped big for all the big stars from AEW.
Yeah.
We got IMAB saying Toni sneaking up behind her with the video and monologue. Oh yeah, man.
Oh yeah, man. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh yeah, man. He's hilarious.
It's just not the same on the main roster without him, to be fair.
God damn it.
No one knows how to do it. It's sad. She's coming up with new ways to do it. She did it on the apron this week on Monday, and there's just no and not all the crowds do it anymore. Like, you got to have the hardcore fans who do it now. So
yeah, bums.
We got Chilla with Jace. He says Toni probably watched the movie Seven before he planned this story.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Clown named the most here. He said greed, sloth, wrath, lust.
That's fucking hilarious. Envy, gluttony. We're missing one. Pride.
Gluttony. Yeah. That's what I saw it last week was the gluttony, because she's eating a steak is one of the funniest breakdowns I've seen on wrestling Twitter. It's
fucking insane. Gluttony, and then the lust with the shit they did last week. It's like, these people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't.
7 deadly sins. It's quite simple, sir. You don't get it. You don't get it, man. They are showing. They are telling some nuanced storytelling, man. It's so layered. It's going over your head.
So bothered.
It's not me. It's you. Huh?
Of that, we're reaching. We're joking. What the fuck are you talking about? Shut up. I kid. I make beats. Well, not about the drug bar. We are joking. And you should probably be quiet, but I didn't mean to be rude. It's Juneteenth.
Oh, we're having a good time. But yes, this was actually. I thought that the last 2 weeks they kind of took their foot off the pedal, and I'm not saying that this week was like that much of an improvement. It was just better than the last 2 weeks of build towards Mercedes versus Toni.
I will say this, and I ain't gonna hold you. This has been ass. I don't mean to be rude. This is,
and I know you say that because you didn't even like the first week. I loved the first.
I did not. It's all over the place. There's no real structure to it. Just two ladies saying things, some of which make no fucking sense in context. The fuck would you care about having a great match? You're supposed to be winning a championship. You care about putting on a show. You're a heel. The fuck are you talking about? That's the point. The point is, this was ass. And for AEW's female equivalent of Austin and Rock, it should be really hard to make this ass, and it is.
I thought this was a good week.
Why?
Compared to last 2 weeks.
But why? Not comparative, but why?
Because I will remember Toni's vignette and her Carmen Sandiego outfit and the visual of her getting the German suplex and Mercedes titles flying everywhere.
None of these are good. I let you get it off. What is going on?
How is that not good? What is wrong with you?
She's wearing a good outfit. She's wearing a good outfit, and there was a vignette, and she hit a German. That is your good?
It was memorable.
What is going on?
I'm going to remember it.
All right.
Look at that. You've met some common ground. Says, can't believe I'm saying this, but I kind of agree with Jim.
Let me tell you something. If Fitz agrees, then I'm being too nice about this. I mean, this is fucking heinous. Good Lord. I apologize for taking it easy, apparently. Thank you, sir.
main event time. We had AEW World Champion Jon Moxley with Marina Shafir in their corner, along with Wheeler Yuta of the Death Riders and Beast Mortos, along with Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, the Young Bucks, versus Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana, Samoa Joe, Katsuyori Shibata, and Powerhouse Hobbs of the Opps in a huge 10-man tag main event. We're told that Claudio Castagnoli had travel issues getting into Mexico, so the Bucks threw their weight around and brought in future lawyer Mortos to fill his spot. Ospreay wanted to start things off despite having his head heavily taped and bandaged and a huge black eye from last week's attack by the Young Bucks, the thumbtack superkick. I saw people were wondering, like, how is Ospreay in this matchup after taking the thumbtack superkick? I thought this was a nice bit of visual storytelling to follow up from last week. If he came out and he was perfectly fine and he wasn't doing anything, then I would have been like, okay, this is egregious that he's in this matchup at all. But at least they had the black eye and put the extra weight by having him wrap up his head. Like I thought he just had a headband on at first, and then I saw the bandages. So we get Matt.
What was the like? What's the? We know why his eyes black. What's the bandage for? Is there a cut, or does he have a brain injury?
I think they said he had a cut from the thumbtacks. Well, we first had Matthew in the ring, and then he tags out to Mortos. Mortos cracks Ospreay in the face to start, and then plants him with their pop-up Samoan drop. We get Ospreay answers with a handspring, a pop-up Hurricane Rana, but was cut off by Matthew when trying to dive. The Young Bucks then double team. They get the double team on Ospreay with the double foot stomp in the corner as they do their posing bit for a bit here, and then they try to isolate Ospreay. We get Ospreay. He comes back, but Swerve rushes in and eats a backbreaker, net breaker combination and stereo offense from the Bucks. Ospreay's counters a double hip toss into an arm drag until Matthew raked the bad eye and Nicholas hit a Hurricane Rana of his own. Then Wheeler Yuta tags in and immediately got his ass kicked by Ospreay and Strickland, who hit the gritty. Strickland connected with a backbreaker and tagged in Joe. Joe got a huge pop. This crowd loved Joe. I like that Tony Schiavone explained that Samoa Joe has been in the wrestling business for all this time and has never competed in Arena Mexico, kind of just making sense of why the crowd was like reacting to him like he was a freaking god, which every crowd should react like that to Samoa Joe, but that's another case. But yeah, that kind of explained it there. They isolated Ospreay after Ospreay went on offense before the commercial break. He comes in, all the action breaks down. You get Ospreay hits a big sky twisting dive to the outside onto a pile of the heels and the baby faces. Back from break, Moxley isolated Ospreay for a bit, locking him in a Kimura. He was trying desperately to make the hot tag to the baby faces in the corner. They were all reaching for him, especially Samoa Joe. That was at that point that Schiavone explained about Samoa Joe being so popular in Mexico. The brief delay allowed Ospreay to hit a handspring corkscrew kick and then tagged in Hobbs. Hobbs started running wild. The straps were lowered. The Bucks cut him off, only that they only woke up Hobbs, who catched both super kicks and then hit a double choke slam on the Bucks. Yuta got a piggyback and then just got rammed into the corner by Hobbs. Shibata comes in. He hits a stalling drop kick to Yuta before feeding him to Hobbs, who hit a power slam, but Mortos broke up the cover at 2. Mortos clobbered Hobbs with a massive spear and then followed up with a tornillo to the outside. He then decked Shibata with the lariat back inside, leaving it to a showdown between Joe and Mortos that got a huge pop from the fans. The fans were going nuts as they started going at it before Mortos freaking runs into the corner and gets the corner Uranagi from Joe. The Bucks flew in and hit the assisted slice red on Joe, but Ospreay caught him with a super kick in midair and then hits a double ouse cutter when they go for the EVP trigger. Strickland then follows up and hits a Flossberry flop onto both Bucks on the outside. We get Joe and Moxley going at it in the ring. Love the point that Moxley starts to try to flip off Joe, but Joe catches him with a punch as he gets distracted. It leaves Swerve and Moxley in the end. They start slugging it out with one another. Getting a big reaction from the fans once again. Ospreay comes in and hits a thrust kick to Mox, and then Swerve hits a rolling flatliner, and then a double team brainbuster super kick by Ospreay and Swerve, showing their tag team cohesion. The Bucks cut off the Swerve stomp attempt before Marina Shafir takes the referee. Nicholas pushes Swerve off the top rope. He lands right on the top rope on his throat, and then Moxley rolls up Swerve, handful of tights, to pick up the flash pin for the heels to pick up the win here. Post-match, Yuta and Mortos start beating up Joe at ringside and the rest of the baby faces. The Bucks held off the rest as Moxley started beating down on Swerve. He locks him in a choke as the Bucks then come in and start peppering him with the super kick party. And then the music of Hangman Adam Page hits, which Hangman said at the top of the show he was going to come out after the matchup to beat up Moxley, but I like how the story was told where he inadvertently makes the save for Swerve here because Swerve was getting beaten down by the heels. Hangman comes down to a huge reaction from the crowd. He stares down with Moxley. They go center ring after he storms the ring, and they go face to face for an intense stare down. They start trading shots as a preview of All in Texas. Page was about to hit the buckshot lariat on Mox when he dodges, and Page accidentally hits the buckshot on Matthew Jackson. Moxley was about to get ready to use the briefcase on Hangman, but Hangman realized it, and the rest of the crew stare down with Moxley before he bails. As everyone stood united with Page, he stormed out of the ring past the Bucks and at Moxley again as the Death Riders and Mortos head to the back. He's held back by officials as Page walked back by the Bucks, who were basically pissed off at him for Matthew getting hit with the buckshot lariat. Page then walked back to the ring after posing on the ramp, and he stood tall with Ospreay, Swerve, and the Opps to end the show. Really enjoyed the main event matchup. It was a lot of fun. The big stars got big reactions from the crowd. I was kind of blown away by how popular Joe was. This is how I want Joe to be treated for the rest of his career to the end. He was treated like a massive star in this matchup. Ospreay and Swerve working together, that was a nice little bit. The finish confused me, but then it made more sense with the post-match. I didn't understand why Swerve was the one taking the loss, but it just left him in the ring alone to get assaulted by the heels, which made Hangman inadvertently make the save for Swerve. So nice little story beat right there to continue the overall main event story heading into All in Texas. So all in all, I enjoyed this. What did you think?
Who pinned Swerve?
Moxley.
Again, Jesus. Anyway, whatever. Fuck you. Juneteenth. I mean that from the bottom of my fucking heart. Yeah, Ospreay, MVP of this match, as he is in many matches. I won't say most, but many matches. He just got so much energy. Him and Swerve moving together, I thought was really well done. I thought the Bucks were actually really good early on, which I don't ever say. I do say Nick Jackson was great. I thought both Bucks were great here early on. I have to acknowledge Joe came across like, I don't know. I can't think of a comparison. The Mistico of his team. What the fuck is going on? Why is this guy so outrageously popular? I thought that was cool. I thought the finish was what it was. I thought the blocking of it all was great when Hangman came out and everybody stood with him except Swerve, who stayed in the corner. I thought that was well done. And yeah, I thought this was a really well booked main event and main event angle. I thought it toned down the soap opera-ness of last week. And instead felt like a really well done wrestling angle.
Agreed with all of that. See, we finally met common ground by then. Look at that. Look at us growing. We got here in the chat, Dre says he's still upset. He says, can't believe they got Mercedes.
I mean, be honest. What do you care about these fucking bells?
Like, come on, man. It's reparations, y'all. Reparations. Somebody's got to get them.
She should only get like a quarter of them. 15%. However fucking black she is.
Yo, that's outrageous.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
All right.
You You sound like the type of dude that be like, Obama is the first 50% black person. You counting percentages. Counting
I
percentages.
love that. I'm just aware of percentages. I don't count them. She's black.
We got Davion who says good main event. We got I Make Beats who says Samoa Joe is the man. Great stuff. Love the Opps as a team. We also got Davion who says Jimmy on this day. Come on, man.
She wasn't with us in the fields. You know that bitch was in the house.
What the hell is wrong with you?
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I'm joking.
She wasn't out here shooting in the fields. Outrageous.
All right.
Outrageous. All right, Jimmy, it's about that time for you to write your number on the piece of paper as we are going to break down the show. Final call for Super Chat donations. Appreciate anyone who showed their support so far. Appreciate everyone in the live chat. As always, you guys are like the third host of the show with all your interactions and your thoughts on AEW Grand Slam Mexico this week. So let us know in the live chat your match of the night. Your MVP, your LVP, whether you gave this show a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give last night's show? For me and Jimmy, for the June 18, 2025 edition of AEW Grand Slam Mexico in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from both of us. Out of 10, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I had a really good time with this. What did you think?
Yes.
We're right on cue. We're right on cue. Right on. It's been a few weeks where we've been like 1 point off and stuff, but we're right back to our average of 0.5 difference. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, this was a good,
But this is
good, like a house show. That's what it was. Outside the main event, which felt like it took place in the Random Universe.
Yeah, this was more of a special event than even the 2 4-hour shows felt like. This was like very much on its own sphere, isolated show for a lot of it. But like you said, the main event angle, I think if they do wind up making Mistico and MJF for All In Texas, that will be a part of the larger build up to All In Texas, and then the post match with Mercedes and Toni built to All In Texas. But I felt like, especially from Mistico MJF on, this felt like a very important, big, like special type of event for AEW. And it's just cool, unique stuff that AEW should be doing as an alternative wrestling promotion in North America.
Yeah, I have said that they should focus on being an alternative. And then I realized I'm not sure I like that. Talked myself into that one. God damn it. I kid mostly. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, a lot of people that tie on this one. Power Driver Finisher gives it a 9.5. Says MVP Mistico, LVP Where's Christian. We got I Big Beats who gives MVP to 6 Belt Mone. We got Chuck Berries who gives it an thumbs up, 8 out of 10. Ace gives it a thumbs up, 8 out of 10. We got Davion, who's he's on the mission to get you your own show on this channel. He says Jimmy Macram needs his own show.
Watch my wrestling.
We need you on Rated Raw review. You already watch Raw, so you might as well be on Rated Raw review.
That's true.
Take a Tuesday and join us. Louisville says Ocho, so he's giving it an 8 out of 10 as well. We got Moment of the Night, the Mistico entry. We got Big Man Does says 8 out of 10, but 4 out of 10 if this was however weekly episode was, no promos, etc.
That's where I'm at. Yeah, this is fine for like a break. If I had to sit through shit every week, good lord.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Yeah, it was very weird. Like when we get like to the main event, I'm like, they did no backstage segments, no nothing. They had the one promo by Hangman, and that was it. It was all wrestling the rest of the night. But those tend to be the shows that they don't make as egregious of mistakes as they usually do. is when they have straight wrestling for most of the show.
Yes, when you take the pin out of the Booker's hands. Yeah, sure. Agreed.
Yeah. Another Ocho here from
Jesus.
Davion. We got Davion says match of the night was the 4 million pesos 4-way. We got Chuck
The
Berry.
Mexicans not find this patronizing. Is it just me?
What?
It just bothers me. The 4 million pesos. Hangman talking about his Mexican gardeners or whatever the fuck. Like, fuck you. Just wrestle, you cunt. I want to hear about just horse shit. Ugh. Sorry. I'm just wondering. It's just me.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
They were hardworking, good people, just like you and me. Really? They were people? Thank you. I'm aware. Stupid.
I hate you so much. God. Jimmy, what was your match of the night?
Probably the main. Missed the message. All right, Pedro. Whatever you say. Sure. The message. Right. I'll be nice. Pedro. It's your show. I'll be nice. Probably the main event.
Yeah, it's either between the main. It's like three matches that are on like the same level to me. It was the MJF Mistico, the $4 million pesos matchup, and then the main event. I'll you know what? I'll agree with you this week. I'll go with the main event. The main event had the stars, had the good story, and the action was really fun. So yeah, I'll go with the main event as well. The MVP for the show, gotta go with Mistico and Mercedes. MVP.
He clapped too much for me. I'm gonna go with MJF. Not only for the fit, which was fire, but for the really solid match. They do, and then what are they gonna do about it? Not call the whatever on their neighbors, not call ice on their neighbors. Still gonna do it. Fuck this telling about it, do it. It's gonna wife beater. You know, you shouldn't really beat your wife. He goes, oh shit. Why didn't anybody tell me? Why didn't anybody say anything? Look at her face. God damn it. That's not how that works. Sorry. Break the news to you.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I don't want people thinking I'm some psychopath up here.
I think so. I think there is probably someone who watches this show, especially for the first time. If this is the first time they're seeing you, they're just like, what is wrong with this man?
I want to think I'm some conservative nut. Abolish ICE, free Palestine. I'm with all the shits. But come on, man. That's not how fucking the world works.
I don't understand. I'm his co-host, and I don't understand. LVP for this show. Who's your LVP?
Oi. Shit. I really like Hangman in the main event, so I don't want to give it to Hangman. In the main event angle, that is. What's her face? Zeuxis. Ma'am, you're supposed to land on Mercedes, not your face, man. You know.
I'm going to give it to the Atlantis family. And moment of the night, yeah, it's got to be Mystico's entrance. What about you?
Yeah, well, that was fantastic. Jarring.
All right, Jimmy, let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and when they shall see you again.
I know most of y'all are younger than we are, so good luck with that draft, I want to say. I'll play crazy when they start talking. And therefore, maybe they will send your ass overseas. As for anything, no, I don't want to sell anything. I'm not interested in talking to you. Sorry.
Why are you this way? I don't understand. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at TrueHillHeat. Patreon.com/TrueHillHeat. If you like me and Jimmy talking about wrestling, go over to patreon.com/TrueHeat right now, where we got our Okada versus Omega series episode 2 with me and Jimmy rewatching NJPW Dominion 2017, the second match between Okada and Omega. Jimmy's first time watching the matchup, so see our reactions for that over there. Next week we'll have our third matchup of Okada and Omega from the G1 Climax 27, so check that out as well. Good time to become a member over at Patreon. And I'll be back tomorrow. You'll see me on the channel, pre-recorded video reviewing that CMLL versus AEW and ROH show from Tuesday night in Arena, Mexico. But I'll be back live on Saturday, 10:05 a.m. Eastern Time, the True Hill Heat Flagship Podcast. Myself, Miss Chrissy Love, the True Jaw Josh, and special guest Lyric Wrestling to talk all about AEW Grand Slam Mexico as well as NJPW Dominion. So join us for that. That should be a lot of fun. But for Jimmy, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been AEWramble episode 203 for AEW Grand Slam Mexico. We are signing off until next time.